Hey everybody, so hopefully this helps some people. I was not able to find any videos on a Generac 7kW generator, so I am here to hopefully help somebody and show you what I'm doing on mine. So I'm working on the Generac Guardian, a little old, probably installed around 2003. It's a 7K, 7,000 watt propane generator, model 0043893. As you can see, there's the watts, amps, AC volts. So yeah, mine exercises weekly and seems to be okay. However, I was getting it to, I was having some issues where it was automatically shutting down. It would start, but then it would shut down right away. And if you look over here, I would get some overcrank every now and then, but ultimately I got some flashing pattern. I looked it up and it was possible no electrical output. So to be clear, I am not a Generac technician, not an HVAC technician. I work IT by trade, but very hands-on, very mechanically inclined. I've always worked on stuff and fixed my own engines and 2-stroke, 4-stroke, dirt bikes, quads, all that good stuff since I was little. So this stuff, I mean, overall, it's a pretty simple machine, right? So first things first, disconnect your battery so you know that it's not going to fire up on you. You don't want to be near this thing if something starts spinning. That's not a good idea. So I do already have my panels off, and I apologize for that. I'm sure you guys would probably maybe like to see that, but it's honestly pretty self-explanatory for this old model. It's a little frustrating because I swear they felt like everything was structural and they had bolts on everything. Most all the bolts you're going to run into are these type. They're 10 mil, and that's all along the panels to secure them. And then you also have the nylon lock nuts, which are also 10 mil. And so those go on studs at the top on your panel here. But then you also have a few of these, nut and bolt. No shoulder on that one, or no flange. So that's how you know those go with those nuts. So to take my wall off here, there were, again, 4, and one did not come off on me. These are 13 mil to get your side panel off. And then the muffler here, or like the tailpipe, I guess you would call it, just has a typical exhaust clamp, and those were 13 mil as well. So this older model, I've seen some models you could use a puller. This was the fan cover, or the fan, that goes on. It is indexed, as you can see there. There's a square shoulder, and then you can see there on the bottom, square shoulder. So I just used a pry bar back here, pushing against this casting. And I'll show you what I used. You have a Harbor Freight, Pittsburgh brand, but any pry bar will work. That's probably about 10 inches or so. But I just got back here and then worked it off slowly, very carefully, slowly, while turning the fan. Okay, so I just turned it a little bit, gave it a little pry. Turned it a little bit, gave it a little pry. Turned it a little bit, gave it a little pry. Kept doing that until this got to the end, and then I was able to kind of wiggle it with 2 hands and pull it off in one piece. And hopefully I can reuse that. I did look it up online. It's only like 10 bucks if you do end up breaking it. So no puller needed on this older model. Again, I think this is probably, circa 2003 or 4. So anyways, my issue has gone away. It went away on its own. I don't know if some water got down in the brush area or something, condensation, moisture, what have you. It's been fine for months. However, I do seem to have issues with, now this is not a whole house, obviously, 7K. I can't power my Geo, but I have backup furnace. I have UPS on some of my electronics, and when this is running, when I don't have power, I'm not even getting 115 volts. I'm barely getting 110. So there's definitely an issue. It could just be age. So that kind of drove me to, hey, maybe it's my brush. So 2 7mm bolts hold your brush in. I'm gonna try to get as good as this as I can, because a lot of people didn't have this. So your brushes go in like that, okay? And they just are detecting the magnet on this wheel in the generator here. So I pulled this out. Surprisingly, they don't look bad. They're worn, but I've seen a lot where this plastic housing is melted because these are spring loaded and those should easily push down, and that's so they can consistently ride on that wheel, and it doesn't have to be truly perfect, or if some corrosion or whatever gets on there, it can still ride on them. As you can see, I have no plastic melted, and they seem to push down pretty easily. Some wear, but I have the brand new one right here, and they look pretty similar as far as wear and like pattern. But you can see a little bit, you know. I guess there's a little bit of wear on the old ones on the right compared to the new ones on the left, of course. So I have it, not an expensive part. I'm gonna swap it out, and I hopefully get a little better output. So yeah, hopefully that helps some folks. Leave some comments, or if you have questions, I'll do my best to answer them in a timely manner. If I get notified, my YouTube doesn't always notify me, but yeah, hopefully this helps some people. Have a good one. Good luck.